One time I was interviewing with someone and I took a look at their profile and found out that we went to the same school and they graduated like a couple of years before me, but that was a talking point. It was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that you were a Lewis Flyer. I went there too. And he was like, yeah, I saw that on your resume. And immediately the conversation is off to a good start. Welcome to the official Thompson Resume Writing Company YouTube channel, where I share weekly tips and hints on how to update, refresh, and or prepare your resume and LinkedIn profile for your job search, along with some job search tips, some career advice, and some personal stories of my own. I am Tamika Thompson. I am the owner and resume writer at Thompson Resume Writing Company, and I specialize in transforming bland, lackluster resumes and LinkedIn profiles into powerful selling tools that help corporate mid-level, management, and executive professionals land interviews 2 times faster. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and I'm so happy that you stumbled across my video, and I hope that you like it enough to go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. If you are a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you so much for always showing my content some love. It does not go unappreciated, and you are appreciated. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about several ways that you can leverage the power of LinkedIn and its features for your job search. Let's get right into it. Aside from being a great channel to grow or establish your personal and professional brand, LinkedIn is also a powerful job search tool and platform that can help you double and or triple your job application prospects, give you direct visibility with hiring managers and recruiters at top companies, give you the inside scoop on companies that you are applying to and exclusive job listings, help you land a job 2 times quicker and faster, and allow you to outshine competing applicants and interviewees. All of that can only happen if you know what you're doing and you know how to use LinkedIn the right way. Which, of course, is what this video is for. So without further ado, here are 5 ways that you can leverage the power of LinkedIn for your job search to accomplish the things I just listed and then some. Number 1 is to message people who work for the company that you are applying to. So if you have a LinkedIn profile and if you have LinkedIn Premium, you are able to in-mail and send direct messages to whomever you choose. You do receive a number of in-mail credits per month, meaning you can only send X amount of messages per month. But you can use those in-mail credits and those messaging credits to message people who already work for the company that you are applying to or that you are interviewing with. And in order to do this, what you'll want to do is navigate to the company's LinkedIn company page or business page, and you'll want to go to the Employees tab and scroll through the employees that they have there. You can also search and filter by typing in certain titles that you may be looking for. So let's say you are a operations manager and you're interviewing for a role at, I don't know, Jewel Osco, and you go to Jewel Osco's company page and you take a look at their employees there and you type in to search for only other operations managers who work at Jewel Osco. This way, you're able to message somebody who is already in the role and get some insight on things that the hiring manager may want to hear in the interview. If you haven't applied yet, you can get tips from someone who works inside the company on what your resume should have to make it stand out or make it look different from other people who are applying to the same position. In addition to that, you can also set up a virtual one-on-one chat, maybe a virtual coffee chat, and you can ask them questions about the hiring process, so maybe the type of interview questions that you can expect and how to answer them. And you can also have them review your resume. But there are some rules to this. The first thing is you do not want to be rude, you do not want to be pushy, and you do not want to be demanding or disrespectful. Remember, especially if this person is a stranger, you want to give the right impression. So you want to make sure that you are being courteous, that you are being respectful, and that you are asking appropriately for them to help you out. And don't think that people do not want to help you, because they do. I would know because I've done this in the past. So a couple of years ago, I was interviewing for a role at a really big company at the time, and I popped on LinkedIn right away to message people who already worked for the company for help with the interview questions, because I had no idea what they would be asking me, how to answer them, all of that good stuff. I messaged about 6 people who worked for the company, and 3 of them did reply back to me. 2 of which had the opportunity to hop on a phone call with me and gave me some awesome interview tips. When I say awesome, I mean like the hiring manager was blown away, and they could not believe that I was answering the questions exactly how they wanted me to and saying the things that I wanted them to hear. Not saying that I was blowing smoke up there, you know what, and that I was cheating. It was genuine, but I was able to phrase my answers in a better way. I did not get the job, but I did make it to the final step. Ultimately, I didn't have enough experience for the position, but having their help definitely made a difference, and without it, I don't think that I would have gotten that far. Also, try not to sound needy and try not to sound desperate. Now, as somebody who has close to 9,000 connections and followers on LinkedIn, I get a lot of in-mail messages on a daily basis, and some are just straight turn off. Some people will just send me their resume and say, take a look at my resume when you get a chance, or they'll be like, kindly review my resume at your convenience and send me feedback. No, you can't just sit here and demand me to do something. Number one, I don't know you. Number two, I don't like your tone. And number three, you're coming off a little cringe right now. So if you are messaging a stranger, especially if you are asking them for a favor or asking them to do something that is going to help you, you want to make sure that you're going about it the right way. And last but not least, don't be afraid to message multiple people. So there are some people who are on LinkedIn who are more active than others, and you have some who may not be active at all. Before you message someone officially, I encourage you to take a look at their profile to see when was the last time that they were on the platform. If their last comment or their last post or their last documented activity was over 90 days ago, you may not want to message that person because they may not even see your message. But if you come across someone's profile and you see that they're commenting maybe regularly or at least every couple of days or once a week, you can feel comfortable or confident enough to go ahead and message them. Now, on some LinkedIn profiles, people do have their email addresses, but that can come off as a little informal. So I encourage you to use LinkedIn messaging to contact people rather than messaging people directly to their email inbox, especially if they don't even know you like that. Number two is to scroll through the company's LinkedIn page and its content. So today, a lot of companies are doing a much better job of posting to their LinkedIn company pages regularly and including them as part of their social media and content strategy. Now, on their pages, the type of information that you can expect to see is recent news and trending information. So maybe the company just went through a merger or an acquisition. Maybe they just hit a huge customer goal or a huge revenue goal, or maybe they are restructuring, and sometimes they will share information about their current employees and open positions as well. But you'll want to take a look at the page to learn about what they are doing. What are they up to? What are they currently working on? What's a current initiative or a current priority for the company? See if there are any recent awards or accolades that they've just received or have been recognized for. See if they have any videos on their page and take a look at them, watch them from start to finish if they're not too long and you have the time. And with all of that information that you have gathered from the page, hopefully you're taking notes, but you can bring that up in your interview if you see something that interests you or if you see something that is directly related to the role you're interviewing for. And you can also bring up things that you liked to see that really is a deciding factor in why you are looking to work for the company or why you're interested in the position. And also, this is something that has been part of my job search strategy for quite some time, and it really does make a difference. So aside from going on, the company website and going to their about section and reading their cheesy career section, you can go to the LinkedIn company page and get more up-to-date, real-time, thorough information that can make you stand out in the interviewing process, and that shows and demonstrates that you did your research on them and you know what they're up to, and that you have a sense of what the company has going on, what they're working on, what they've been up to, all of that. And this has worked to my advantage several times, especially because I'm in the marketing and content creation space. So something that I do is I always scroll through the LinkedIn page to see what they could be doing better from a content standpoint. And I'm also able to make some suggestions and some recommendations in the interview. Sometimes in interviews, they will ask you, oh, if you were given this position, what would you do differently? And from taking a look at their page and taking a look at their website, I already have some things drafted that I can deliver in the interview. So that's just a little tip. Number 3 is to look up the person who is interviewing you. So once you find out who is going to be interviewing you and what their name is and what their title is and all of that, Pop on over to LinkedIn and drop their name in the search bar and find out everything that you can about them if they have a profile. And by taking a look at their profile, you can learn about their background, maybe how long they've been in the industry or in the field. You can take a look at how long that they've been with the company, and draft questions based off of what you see. So in the past, I was interviewing with someone who made a career transition or a career pivot into the industry or into the field that I was applying to. And that was one of the questions I asked her. Like, hey, I noticed that, a couple of years ago you were doing this and now you were doing this. What made you, jump into this? What made you jump to this side? And then two, I had noticed that she had been with the company for about 5 or 6 years. So of course I'm going to ask you, well, what has kept you at the company for so long? What do you enjoy about working here? And then I noticed that she had my position in the past, the position that I was interviewing for. So of course I'm asking, okay, well, what challenges did you experience in this role? What tips would you give to somebody to be successful in this position since you've had it before? And another thing is to see if you all have anything in common. One time I was interviewing with someone and I took a look at their profile and found out that we went to the same school and they graduated like a couple of years before me, but that was a talking point. It was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that you were a Lewis Flyer. I went there too. And he was like, yeah, I saw that on your resume. And immediately the conversation is off to a good start because I did that digging ahead of time to see or to discover that we actually had something in common. What Bobby and Whitney say? We got something in common. And you would be surprised for real how impressed this makes hiring managers and recruiters and the people who you are interviewing with. It shows genuine interest, it shows that you're doing your homework, and it shows initiative. Next on this list is to follow company pages and like or comment on their most recent posts for added visibility. Oftentimes on LinkedIn, their most engaged people on their pages tends to be their employees. Now, if you think about it, because LinkedIn is also a job search tool, a lot of their HR teams tend to spend a lot of the time on the company page and on LinkedIn as well. And that can bring traffic and eyes and new people from that company to your profile. Now, this is something that I did as part of my job search strategy, a company based here in Chicago that I really, really wanted to work for. I was active on their LinkedIn profile or on their LinkedIn company page like every single day. And when a position became available, instantly I went ahead and went for it. And after I submitted my application, I ended up getting an interview, and the person who was interviewing me actually told me, oh yeah, I've seen your name, on our LinkedIn company page. I manage the page because I post all of the jobs there and I've seen your name before. And I was like, say what? So that's just a way that commenting on posts and staying in tune with the company page can work to your advantage. And the people who do stop by your profile who work for the company, do not be afraid to send them a LinkedIn connection request or to message them. Maybe say, hey, so-and-so, I saw that you came across my profile, would love to connect with you because I would love to work for this company one day and would appreciate, meeting you or getting to know you or something like that. But don't go begging on those posts now. We get that you need a job and that you want a job, but if they make a post talking about how they are celebrating their company's 100-year anniversary, do not comment under their post talking about I submitted my application 2 weeks ago and are y'all hiring? I really need a job. Don't do that. But if the company or if the recruiter does make a post specifically saying that they are hiring for a position and that if anyone is interested, go ahead and comment below or message me or apply here, do that. But do not go scamming people or being a pest on those company posts, because the same way that it can work to your advantage, it can also work to your disadvantage if you're not doing it right. And then last on this list is to see if you have mutual connections who work at the company in your network who can help you. Now, if you have someone who currently works for a company that you are considering applying to on a LinkedIn company page, it is going to show on LinkedIn. So right at the top, like underneath the company name, it'll show mutual connections and it'll pull up whoever works for the company that is in your network or who you are already connected to. And if you happen to have a mutual connection, do not be afraid to message that person and reach out to that person for help with the interviewing process or the application process. And even if you don't know that person in real life, but you're just connected with them on LinkedIn, do not let them stop. Do not let that stop you. That is a segue or a little tidbit that you can use in the message that you send them. So maybe you say something like, hey, so-and-so, I see that we're a mutual connection here on LinkedIn. I see that you also work for this company, and I'm currently interviewing with, or I'm interested in applying to this company and would really appreciate your help in the hiring process, or something along those lines. And please do not underestimate the power of networking. It is estimated that up to 85% of jobs are filled through networking alone. And I did talk about this in a previous video that you should definitely check out. Also, in my job search strategy video, I do talk about the importance of reaching out to your network as part of setting up your job search strategy. And so there you have it. Those are 5 ways that you can leverage LinkedIn during your job search process to land more interviews, impress hiring managers, and all of that jazz. If you enjoyed watching this video, go ahead and give me a like below. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And again, I hope you do subscribe if you are not already. And let me know in the comments if you knew that you can do all of this on LinkedIn, or if you are currently on LinkedIn but you didn't know that you could do this, and maybe you plan on doing it soon. Thank you again so much for watching. If you do need assistance either with your resume or with your LinkedIn profile, because I do LinkedIn profile makeovers, you can email me directly at hello@thompsonresumes.com, and you can visit my website at www.thompsonresumes.com. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week with another helpful video. Bye, you guys.